Hi, Moyne here. Today I'm talking about energy without the woo-woo. So what is energy? What am I talking about? There's lots of different kinds of energy and there's lots of different meanings for that word. Of course, we're all familiar with the kind of energy that runs through our house, electricity that we plug our electronics into, and that's a big energy. We can't see it, but we can measure it. The same as sound waves and radio waves and satellite waves and things like that. We can't see it, but we can measure it. We can receive it with, different things like our phone and our radio and things like that. Our bodies also have energy systems. We even have electromagnetic fields. A doctor can measure the electromagnetic field of your heart with an EKG, and that electromagnetic field is even so strong that, did you know that an EKG can even actually be taken accurately from 3 feet away from your body? There's all different kinds of energy, and again, that's a big energy that can be measured even though it can't be seen. But when we're talking about energy in the perspective of holistic health, we're often talking about subtle energy. And the reason we call it subtle energy is because we can't see it, just like many other energies, but it's also very difficult to measure, and often we can't measure it, although we can frequently see the effects that it has on things. And so those are the things that we call subtle energy. So everything is actually energy, right? I mean, even things that we think of as being solid, like the wall or our hand, when you get down to the smallest thing, even atoms are made up of protons, electrons, neutrons, and those are just energy with space in between them. Even our thoughts and emotion are energy. All those things are energies, different energies, and energies can affect anything, everything. Energies are affected by other energies. Some fascinating studies with water that were done by a Japanese scientist, Masaru Emoto, showed the effects of energies on water by exposing water to acid rock music and then freezing the water. The crystals that were formed were very disrupted, whereas water that had been exposed to a Mozart symphony, when that was frozen, that produced very beautiful, symmetric water crystals. They took it even farther and tried all different ways, even just writing the phrase, "I hate you," and putting it on a vial of water overnight and then freezing the water caused it to produce water crystals that were very asymmetrical and disrupted. But when they wrote "I love you" and put that, thought, that idea, the energy of that, even just as it was written on a paper, on the water vial, froze the water and looked at the water crystals, it was very beautiful and asymmetrical crystal that was formed. So everything is energy, and everything is affected by energy. One type of energy that most people are familiar with is the energy of sound and sound waves. And again, we can't see them, but a lot of them we can hear. These are tuning forks. And when I strike one of them, it causes it to vibrate and produce this key of C. If I leave it long enough with this other tuning fork, which is which is tuned to the same note, will also begin to vibrate in resonance with this other one. I don't have to hit it to cause it to vibrate. Just the sound waves, the vibration coming from the other tuning fork, will cause this one to begin to vibrate in resonance with it. The same way that a guitar string, if you were to pluck a guitar string, say in the note of C, and it was near a piano, without touching the piano, if they were in tune with each other, the string for the piano that was the same C as the guitar string that was plucked would also begin to vibrate in resonance with the guitar string. So again, everything's energy, and everything is affected by energy, and we are energy, and we are also able to be affected by energy in that same way. If you have two things that are vibrating on different frequencies, and you have one that's a lower frequency and one that is at a higher frequency, the higher frequency will either pull the lower one up. The lower one will pull the higher one down. But eventually what they're trying to do, and what they will do, is either they're going to meet, because they need to be in resonance with each other, and they are affected, and one or the other will affect the other, or both, until they come into resonance. Much the same way that clocks, like a pendulum clock, that are on the same wall, they can be, the pendulums can be moving a completely different rhythm from each other, but within a relatively short period of time, they will come into resonance with each other. They will affect each other until the pendulums are swinging in perfect resonance with each other. And if you think about it, we have lots of examples of that in our world, of how the energy of one thing affects another. And so for us as energetic beings, we are, and our energy is affected by so many things. We can even say everything around us, including things that we can't even see. Another type of energy that we frequently talk about when we're using it in the context of holistic health would be universal life force energy. You've probably heard the term qi used before, and that is just the Chinese word for life force energy. The energy that is all around us and is flowing through and affecting, and many people feel giving life to, everything that is alive. Every culture on the planet has some understanding of it and has some different name for that. In China, it's qi. In Japan, it's ki. In the Ayurvedic system of India, it's referred to as prana. And in this country, we often refer to it as universal life force energy, vital force energy, something along those lines. But all those things are all the same. And that is an energy that, again, it's a subtle energy. We can't just see it, but we can often see or feel the effects that it has on us and on every living thing. So, why does this matter? Why do we care? Why do we care about energy? Why do we care about anything that we can't see? Because it does affect us. We are energetic, and we are affected by energy. And when we're aware of that, then we can be more aware of the energies that are around us, how we're affected by them, what energies might be causing disharmony in our bodies, in our lives, that we might want to somehow adjust or change or remove, what energies might be balancing and healing to our bodies that we might want to increase, or find a way to provide more of that, to help our bodies to be in harmony and resonance with those higher vibrations that help us to feel better. In future videos, I'll be talking about different ways to manipulate, modulate, and work with our energy systems and the energies around us to help our bodies to feel better. So stay tuned. Hope that helps.